Hey, it's Gray. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, where you will find a variety of reviews from recipes to subscriptions and everything in between. Today we are checking out this week's post from grayeyes.me, how to make a strawberry matcha latte. To follow along, you can find the link in the description below. And don't forget to sign up for updates. Hello friends! Some days require multiple cups of coffee, but what do you do on those days when you're either out of coffee or just want something different to hit that caffeinated sweet spot? If your answer isn't make matcha lattes, then we'll work on changing that. I've always been a fan of matcha in all its forms, but it's recently that I've explored recipes for making my own matcha lattes that have a little bit more oomph. Morgan Eckroth on YouTube and TikTok is an incredibly inspirational creator behind imaginative caffeinated drinks. While most of their creations are coffee-based, I did come across a video focusing primarily on matcha and the suggested ways to use it in drinks. All of the recommended drinks sounded delicious, but I decided to focus on one, which was the strawberry matcha latte. To follow along, you can find the video in the description for Morgan's channel. I have to point out that my all-time favorite bubble tea flavor is strawberry matcha. When I saw the opportunity to make a matcha latte on my own, there was no way I was going to pass this up. The strawberry syrup used in this recipe is very simple to make, although I admit it will take some time as this requires a double strain. First with a fine mesh sieve and then with cheesecloth. This double strain method really allows for you to get all the strawberry particles out of the syrup, so you're just left with a thick, sweet, and vibrant syrup. I admit this was my first time straining something using cheesecloth, and it got quite messy and sticky. This is quite nice to have on hand to use in other desserts or drinks that you want to brighten up. I ended up making a strawberry milk latte after this, and it was quite fun to switch it up from my regular lattes. This stays good for a bit as long as it's refrigerated. If you don't like the strawberry flavor, you can certainly use other berries, but I must admit that the combination of strawberry and matcha is simply iconic. Now, what matcha should you be using for your latte? That's a really good question. I've been using culinary grade matcha, which can be good for baking as well as lattes according to the brand I'm using. I've also seen people using ceremonial matcha for their lattes. While I am not an expert on matcha, I do recommend doing some research too, as you decide on the matcha you'd like to use. I'll say that with a culinary grade matcha, the color isn't quite as vibrant as you may see it in other videos. It may very well be the brand I'm using too. Once I'm done with this pack of matcha powder, I'll likely try out the ceremonial grade just to see the difference for myself. And what about the milk? What milk should you be using for the matcha latte? Honestly, whichever milk is your favorite. It's that simple. Morgan paired this latte with oat milk due to its creaminess. But being gluten-free, oats have unfortunately become the enemy unless they are clearly labeled gluten-free. So, my fellow gluten-intolerant friends, be wary of the oats if not labeled safe. I do, however, agree that the milk should be creamier, so you can skip the fat-free milk or whatever is out there and enjoy something creamier, like whole milk. Now, if you cannot have milk, then please use whatever milk alternative that you can have without tummy troubles. This is a tummy trouble safe space. We're in this together, I promise. Now, my final grade is a 5 out of 5. I absolutely love how simple it is to have a cafe experience in your own home under Morgan's guidance. Making the strawberry matcha latte was such a nice treat to have on hand during the week. If I didn't feel like making an afternoon coffee, I swapped in my matcha and carried on for the day. I love that it's not too heavy and that it has a bit of sweetness from the syrup, which brightens up the matcha even further. This is definitely a drink I'll be making again. I feel like during the pandemic, it was all about the fancy cocktails we could make at home on our own. Now that things have calmed down a little bit, I've moved on to tasty caffeinated drinks. I blame all those delicious looking TikToks I've seen of people sharing their daily coffee creations. For those of you who don't care for matcha due to its bitter taste, then I recommend having some sort of sweetener in it. Whether it's the syrup or perhaps something else, matcha is a wonderful option for caffeine that can be enjoyed in so many ways. Lattes just happen to be my favorite lately. Are you a fan of matcha, or do you have a favorite way to make your coffee? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoy my reviews, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It's a totally free way to support my videos. If you would like to support the channel further, consider donating on my Ko-fi page, where you will have extra content as well as any upcoming news on new reviews. Until next time, thank you for watching and stay gray-mazing.